Hello friends, today, I'm going to recap the new Spring 2023 anime called The Aristocrats' Otherworldly Adventure Serving Gods Who Go Too Far. Episode 3. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. A huge red dragon attacked Cain in the cave and tries to kill him, but Cain managed to kill him with a single strike from his sword. While trying to check if he's dead or not, Cain realizes that the red dragon was pretty strong and there's no way he could have defeated it with a single strike, so he decided to check his magic status. To his shock, he sees that his magic level has increased rapidly and is over the 80 million points, which means he is now the enemy of all monsters and killer dragons. 2 years later, Cain is now 10 years old and is headed towards the royal capital to make his debut. Every year in royal capital, they held an event where noble sons who turn 10 compete with each other. Rain is glad that she will be able to live with Cain at the royal capital and even go to school with him together. But Garm informs her that as per law of this country, the minimum age for a child to attend a school is 12 years, and since Cain is just 10 years old, he has to wait for at least 2 years. Hearing this, Cain asks his father how long will it take to reach the royal capital. Garm tells him that they will reach within a week if monsters won't get in their way. Thinking about the monsters, Cain realizes that he must stay alert for any attacks to help his family and the guards. He activates his magic search spell and finds a big battle going on 3 kilometers ahead, where a few dozen of monsters are attacking 10 people. Hearing this, Garm ordered his men to speed up and help the men in need, but Cain realizes that their speed is slow and they won't be able to make it in time. So Cain decided to help them out and went ahead using his wind magic spell boost. On the other side, a group of wild ogre already killed some of the king's men and were going after the remaining one whom were protecting a carriage. Before then can finish them off, Cain arrives and kills few of them with his air cutter and air blast spell. As for the others, who were headed to kill the remaining knights, Cain realizes that they are close to the night, and if he used any magic spell, it will hurt the knights too. So he decided to use his sword and kills the attacking ones with it, including their leader with a fire magic spell. The hurt knights ask Cain to stay away from their carriage as they don't know if he is their ally or foe, but Cain formally introduces himself, stating that he is the third son of Margrave Garm von Silford, Cain von Silford. Still not believing on his words, the knights ask to show his nobility proof. But before he can say anything, the knights of the von Silford family arrives and confirms their young master's identity. Hearing this, the leader of the knights took a sigh and falls to the ground. Seeing them in dire state, Cain decided to use his healing abilities and cast a spell called Area Healing, healing all the injuries of the knights in an instant. When asked to heal the others, Cain told them that his magic abilities are not on par to bring back the dead ones and decided to put the bodies of the men who were killed in a battle with ogres in his magic box. His father also arrived at the scene but realizes that his younger son has already taken care of the situation. Suddenly, the carriage which knights were protecting it opened up and reveals the 2 young girls, Telestia the daughter of the king and Silk the daughter of the duke. Despite being saved from the giant ogres, they still feel hesitant about their life. Cain decided to use his magic spell to calm their mind, and when he used it, both of the princess feel lighter in their heart, and thanked him for saving their lives. Both of the princess praised his magic abilities and sword fighting skills, but then decided to fight each other, as each one wanted Cain for herself. When Silk inquired about where he is headed to, Cain tells him that he is heading with his family to the royal capital to attend the royal event. To his shock, both of the princess decided to travel with him, and then put him in their carriage. Cain asked for his father's help, but the noble was shocked at the situation, and doesn't know what to do. On their way to the royal capital, both of the princess sit close to him despite the carriage was so large. When Cain asked that he wanted some space, both of the princess told them that they are still scared of the monsters who might attack them once again, and since Cain is the strongest one here, they feel better with him beside them. They also told him to call them by their real names, not with the king's or duke's name, but Cain was embarrassed at the situation and decided not to call them by their real names, but due to their persistence, he goes along with it. As they arrive at the town of Renoma, Cain decided to leave the carriage and tells them that he will see them in the morning, but to his shock, both of the princess wanted to spend the night with him. Despite his father Garm's objection that they are still 10 years and can't sleep with each other, both of the princess shuts him up, stating that Cain is the strongest warrior in the whole Magic Knights, and they can't take any risk about their safety. Despite being embarrassed at this situation again, Cain decided to help them out, but with a condition that the room must be very long. As the maid set up 3 beds in the room, both of the princess decided to stick close to him and move their bed closer to him. Shocked at this, Cain asked them to put back the beds where they were, but both of the princess ignores his request and slept close to him. After that, Cain was not able to sleep in this condition and spent the next several days without any sleep. After arriving at the royal capital and the royal palace, a man approaches them and asks them about holding hands of the young boy. Cain tells him that they were scared of the monsters and he let them hold his hands. The man then formally introduces himself as the vice-captain of the Royal Chivalric Order, Garm von Silford. He thanked Cain for saving both of the princess and the knights of the royal capital, and also bringing back the fallen comrades home. Cain then hands over the bodies of the fallen ones to the Garm and asked him to return them to their families with honors, stating that these knights fought bravely against 50 orcs and ogres to protect the lives to 2 young ladies. Realizing his sentiment, Garm assures him that their deaths won't be in vain, as he will tell all the knights and his families about their heroic tale. Before he can leave, Garm stopped him and told him that the Almighty King wanted to see him. As he appeared before the king told everyone at the room that Cain saved Princess Celestia and Miss Silk from the group of over 50 orcs and ogres. Not only this, he also single-handedly eliminated them with his sword and used his healing magic Abelites to save the lives of the wounded knights. King then decided to reward him and gave him 10 platinum coin, a mansion of his own choice, and the title of a baron. Shocked at this revelation, one of the men decided to oppose these rewards, stating that he's just a child, but the king shuts him up, saying that they have not the abilities to kill 50 orcs like Cain did, and he does not want to waste such a talented young man in a powerless position. Despite having no choice, Cain decided to accept this award. Before leaving, King asked Cain to meet him alone as he had something to discuss. Cain, along with his father, then meet King and the father of the Silk. King, along with the father of Silk, Eric, thanked him for saving the lives of their daughters, but asked them to raise their heads up as he just helped the people in need. Since he excelled in both magic and sword, and has the protections of the gods, the king and Sir Eric decided to engage their daughters with him, and they won't be formally married until they reach adulthood. Shocked at the engagement word, Cain asked about this sudden turn of event, but both the king and Sir Eric told him that they heard from their knights that Cain linked arms with them in the carriage and even slept with them despite being unmarried. Shocked at this situation, Cain sought his father's help, but he refused it, and Cain ended up accepting their proposal.